Hey, what's up guys? I'm very excited to bring you today's video. I'm going to be doing my very first range test with this 2021 Toyota RAV4 Prime. Really excited. I've been wanting to test this for a while now, and if you follow my channel, you realize I've had a lot of stuff going on. I had some modifications of the car done. I did Plasti Dip, tint, ceramic coating, PPF, all that kind of stuff. So I've owned this vehicle for 2 weeks or so, but I've actually only had it here in my possession for about 4 days. I think today's day 5 and I'm gonna do a range test. Temperatures today are like upper 80s, so I'm gonna have to use the air conditioning. The route that I'm going also has a lot of hills, so it's not like a perfect condition test drive. Eventually I do want to try a range test on flat ground, good temperature, no AC, absolute ideal conditions if possible. But that's just not today. It's not this test, unfortunately. This will be a pretty good average test. I'm going to do average speeds, speed limit maybe plus 5 miles an hour, something like that. But because it is so hot, I am definitely using the air conditioning. I'm timing this trip with something that I hope is also going to make this channel a little bit better. I found somebody on Facebook Marketplace selling a GoPro. So I'm going to try to make this channel not suck quite as much and maybe give you guys a little bit better content, or at least stuff that's a little better on the eyes, maybe. So yeah, I'm timing this test with a trip out there to buy like this whole GoPro set. The car is fully charged. I just topped it off this morning. What I did is I charged it to full last night. And then this morning I came out here, I was tinkering around, playing with settings and everything. And I had the AC on when I was sitting in the car. So I used a little bit of the battery power. So I plugged it back in, let it fully charge again. And it's been sitting for about an hour. And now I'm gonna head out again. Another thing that I should have done for this test is preheat the cabin. I didn't think of that till just now. Oh well, maybe on the next range test, I'll try to remember that. So unfortunately, I'm gonna be using some power right away to cool the cabin of the vehicle. But here we go. We'll see what she gives me. Oh man, I really wish I pre-cooled this cabin. It is hot in here. I got the windows rolled down. The car is on. I'll flip the camera around and show you the stats that I have that I'm looking at right now, and then I'm gonna take off. So I do have the AC on right now, and you can see it's showing me 40-mile range with EV, and the little fan indicator means that the air conditioning is on. I am getting 2.9 miles per kilowatt hour. I have seen 3, but that seems to be my average right there. But look at that temperature, 90 degrees. So yeah, I definitely need the air. And then you could also see my mileage is only 332 miles. So that's where I'm at. Time to head out. All right, I made it. I am here. According to this gauge, I have 16 miles remaining, and I've driven quite a bit. Stop. Wow, that's an interesting icon. I've driven 34.6 miles, so excellent range so far, and I still have 16 miles remaining. So this isn't an ideal portion of the test because now at this point, I have to wait for the guy to arrive, and it's 90 degrees as you can see, and I am not turning off my air conditioning. So I'm gonna have to sit here and waste some power, unfortunately, until the guy gets here. Once I get this GoPro, I will head back home and we'll see how far I make it home on EV power. All right, I got the goods. I'm on the way back home, and if you saw in that last clip with that long downhill that I included, unfortunately I have to go up that long downhill right now. So that's gonna suck a lot of power. But while I was sitting there, I only lost 1 mile on the gauge. With the RAV4, we called it the guessometer, the GOM, because it was never all that accurate. We'll have to see if it's more accurate with the RAV4 Prime compared to the RAV4 EV. But wow, yeah, this is quite the incline. I'm down to 13-mile range, and we'll see how long I can go. Okay, I'm down to 1 mile remaining. Let's see how long it lasts. Okay, that just went away. But looking at this screen, the gas engine, there it is. Gas engine is just turned on. Let's see, 47.9 miles. Just turned 48 miles. Well, there it is, 48 miles, almost exactly on this first trip, this first range test. Another condition that definitely matters that I should throw in here is wind, and thankfully right now on this specific test, there's like no wind. So for this result, wind was not a factor. Temperatures, as you've seen on the dash, have been fairly high, so air conditioning is on. I've had it on 2 bars, and I've also been in eco mode this whole time. But all in all, I think it was a good, fair test. I didn't go crazy slow. I didn't hypermile. We had some hills up and down like I expected, but no snow, no rain, no wind. I feel like that was a pretty good and accurate representation of what you can expect with normal driving. If you're a speed demon and you drive quick and brake quick, then that number is going to change for you. I would expect for you possibly in the 30-mile range. I don't know, maybe I could do a test with me driving aggressively and see what I get. Let me know in the comments below if you care about that and if you want to see that. But I'll probably do a few more range tests. I really want to see what I can do in ideal conditions, totally flat ground, maybe lower temperature, no air conditioning, no wind. So stay tuned for that, because I think I'll probably do that one too. But I think that's about it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. See ya. If you're still watching, here's some bonus footage for you, just in case you're wondering how the end of the trip went. If you saw that last clip, I was going down a long downhill, and I actually gained a mile at the bottom. So it doesn't affect the range test because it was over and done at that point, but it does kind of affect the overall trip. So I'll spin the camera around and show you some of these numbers that I have here on the dash. So here we are, and actually the first thing I find interesting, which is just the way that Toyota does their plug-in hybrids, is that this is the battery icon and it's still full. It's just kind of weird how they have such basically a fuzzy line between that blue and the green battery gauge. Right in that area somewhere is when the gas engine turns on and the EV turns off. Let's see if I can zoom in there. Yeah, it's right in the middle of it right now. It's kind of a slanted line. I wish it was more of kind of a cut and dry line so you knew exactly when you were losing EV, but Toyota isn't quite as good as Tesla with its logging and data, unfortunately. So here we can see I have 277 miles remaining on just gas. My trip average overall was basically infinity, because that's as high as the number goes, so it says 99.9 miles per gallon. It said that the whole trip. My total trip distance was 68.5 miles. Took me 1 hour and 51 minutes. And now I can turn the car off and it should give you some more stats. There we are. Pretty much everything we just saw already. EV driving ratio, 86%. Not bad, that's pretty cool. All right, that's it for real this time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you on the next one.